It was a blow, as these families say they had not had contact with Advocate Malisela Defo, who had been representing the pair and 4 others.
Kulungile. uNkulunkulu usabele wasiphokubi nathi abanye abantu ebaphokuhla. Akekho umuntu ozalela ukuthi angazuzi ngengane yakhe. Nathi sibheke okuthile ngomzakhulelwa njengoba ngangithi umzakhulelwa ngangilandela ukuzaleka kwami mina uqobo ngagcina ngithi ke namhlanje ngizele umzakhulelwa uye yedwa indodana yami ekhona la ekhaya engethembele kuyo ineyingane la igcekeni iganiwe ithemba lami benginalo kutefa ukuthi ngelinye ilanga ingane yami izophuma kuleya ndawo ekuyona ngendlela ebengimbona ekhuluma ngayo nangendlela ebengazi ngayo nami ngoba bengazi ukuthi umzakhulelwa wasiyumbulali kameyiwa.
Not far from the Sibiya home is the Ntanzi homestead, the family of the youngest of all the accused. 30-year-old Bongani Ntanzi is also referred to as accused number 2. They tell us he has been the breadwinner of their family, providing for 10 people, including his 9-year-old child. Because Bongani was the sole breadwinner, his absence also meant there was no money to even travel to Gauteng, where he is currently incarcerated. They say he got himself a lawyer, as none of them could afford those legal services. All they could do is watch the trial on television, especially on behalf of their mother, who can't bring herself to watch the proceedings. Every time he enters the dock, she leaves the house to get an update later. It was a shock to them when Advocate Malisela Defo dropped the news of his withdrawal.
Esathatha naye izinto ngendlela yakhe afuna athathe ngayo ukuze egcine bamele kanti bese sithi mhlawumbe sithembile emephethelweni for ukuthi ngwanakho usebatholakele ngendlela engibuka ngayo lo mmeli ubesebenzile ngoba kuzovele konke lokhu nje nokuthi abasolwa yilaba abenzi baledwe yilaba kusithemba yena ngendlela besimbone ekhuluma ngakhona nandlela aphenye ngayo kuze igcine sekuvela ngale ndlela siyambonga yena umeli lapha khona ngoba konke lokhu nje kade lokhu sikhuthanisa ngene.
In an unexpected but not surprising turn, Defo wrote to the state informing it that he had resolved issues with what he terms relevant stakeholders and will therefore continue representing accused number 1 to 4. But there's a catch. He has listed a number of demands that he wants adhered to before he and his clients can show up in court on Tuesday. Those include a separation of trial between his clients and accused number 5. He also wants a new judge appointed in the matter and the prosecutor, Advocate Baloyi, removed from the case. Defo says he also wants Police Minister Begicele to be removed from his position and be investigated. In the same statement, he reveals a fresh, new reason why he withdrew from the matter. Without substantiating, Defo accused Judge Maumela of witchcraft, citing it as the main reason why he decided to leave the case. Although at the time of this interview these families did not reveal this information, they agreed that he was subjected to unfair treatment in court. Muzikau Khalelwa and Bongani are said to have made confessions, but according to Advocate Malisela Defo, these were obtained under duress. He claimed his clients were severely assaulted through the use of what he called apartheid tactics to get them to confess. He called on the court to hear a special plea for a trial within a trial. His plea fell flat after Judge Maumela ruled that he failed to follow proper court procedure. Defo had also not filed papers as required for a court application, but addressed the court from the bar instead. To top it all, the state had not submitted these alleged confessions to the court or indicated that they would depend on them. The families believe that their children are innocent.
Umfana lo waboshwa konje kwakumhla kabani mama mhla ka 30 June mhla ka 30 June mhla ka 30 May yes waboshwa mhla ka 30 May inyanga yonke singamazi ukuthi ukuphi kwazothi ngo June angisazi ukuthi kwakumhla kabani bafika naye la ekhaya mabe fika naye la uyangitshela ke ngoba bathi angiye kuye ngiyokhuluma naye uthi baba ngiboshiwe ngendlela ebengishaywa ngayo bengibulawa futhi bengitshela bethi bazongibulala njengomnyu khona bambulala eFosrolas amaphoyisa amdubula bathiwa yiba bambulala nami ke bazongibulala bemvalele ehlathini laba bemvalele khona ngendlela ngagcina ngivuma bethi angivumi ukuthi ngabulala meyo kodwa okokuqala babetha kacindezele laba bazomnikeza 100,000 wathi ngalile baba ngoba ngiyazi into engingayivumela engathi ngizothi laba ngibacindezela ngani ngazini ngangikuphi wathi ke bathi bazongifaka icaleni sebengifakile ke ngigcine ngivuma istatement abangibhalise sona ngizivumile angivumi ngoba ngikwenzile ngivume ngoba ngizikela impilo.
Ntanzi's family also claimed that the same happened to their son.
Wathenjiswa 3 million babemshaya before uthe vumele icala umbhaxa nje umfaka nasefrijini sazi efriji bafaka ngoba bemfaka belivulile noma babecimile ngazi-ke la kude khona awuthole lo ukuthi wafaka efrijini
afake efrijini yakho phejele
noma ngisanokuthi bayesejele noma kude khona babembambile bona noma bengamfakile esitokisini kodwa babembambile apho babembambe khona.
Sibiya's father says he raised the issue at a magistrate's court where he had been appearing for a different matter and was subsequently moved to a different prison. While the state had not submitted these confessions as evidence or indicated that it would rely on them, it has remained tight-lipped on its strategy to nab the accused. The confessions form part of Defoe's representations to the NDPP in a bid to have the matter withdrawn. For some members of the Meiwa family, these developments were expected. They believe the 5 men standing trial are innocent. They say a plan is on the cards for this docket if the National Prosecuting Authority decides not to prosecute.
Private prosecution.
Oh, so that's your next step, private prosecution.
Private prosecution.
Meiwa says his brother's case has been at most marred by corruption.
Leading investigator kwa case 375 635 636 yantshontsha statement esasodala ukuthi kuboshwe umuntu wayelapha endlini yasitshontsha leso statement ingakho kwavulwa lo case 375 labantu babawu5 baboshela ukuthi kuzanywa ukuthi babefuna yona ukuthi le case ivalwe kuthiwa ifaka sihlamba bukho noma vele sebethenge nama witnesses iboshela abafana aba5 ivale ingabe savela leli bashaya phansi ke manje nali selivelile.
On the 26th of October in 2020, Police Minister Begicele visited the Meiwa family to update them following the announcement that 5 suspects had been arrested.
Wabutshela nje ukheli ukuthi yena uzoboshwa nalabantu abawu5 ibona okuyibona suspects umuntu okhuluma ngalabo abantu abawu5 vele ngibona nje ukhuluma into engekho wayezodlala nje ngoledi ezokhuluma into engekho ngoba into engixakayo sasikhuluma naye uyazi ngoba yabo lama investigators at 375 bekade reporter kuyena uminister ucele obuthelezi benomakhuba be reporter ku minister ucele bese ukuthi laba abanye be reporter ku Khehla Sithole. In first laba kwakufanele nabo laba ngaba reporter ku Khehla Sithole ngezathu zokuthi khona ubugebengu obenzakalayo kwacaca ukuthi no aba reporter ku minister ngoba lapha into ekhulunywa lapha akuyona le fanele iveze iqiniso cover up yodwa ehlanganiswe lapha base ba reporter ku minister uminister besike sikhuluma ngisho naye efonini esho ukuthi no uyazi naye ukuthi lento enziwa yilabo abangala ayikho nabo abantu abakhuluma into eyona.
So nimbuzile manibona ukhela ngavele court ukuthi ukheli kwenzakaleni?
No akaze simbuza ngavele ngabona ngayibonela nje the day ekhuluma indaba yokuthi In fact ngabona before akhulume leyo nto khona izinto engase ngiyibona. Angifuna ukusho ukuthi yini kodwa khona izinto ayikhuluma ngabothi I know sekhona into influence wrong. Bese ngibona vele ukuthi use cishe mhlawumbe khona abamsabise ngayo noma khona amacala bawaziwe laba bantu abangala laba bakhe 63 ngoba bagudi ke lapho ekubophisena abantu nokuthi nje mhlawumbe khona amacala bawaziwe bamsabise ukuthi bazowaveza.
The South African Police Service says it cannot comment on matters that are still in court.
As you are well aware, the case is currently in court and sub judice. Any issues pertaining to the case must be directed to the NPA and the court itself. Evidence will be dealt with in that forum, and as such, the SAPS cannot comment on cases that are in court.
The side of the Mayor family that believes that these are the suspects says it has no intentions to comment on the information by Sfiso. It says the onus is on the state to prove that the confessions and or admissions made by the accused were made freely and voluntarily without undue influence.
It's said, we have spoken to General Keshas Tole, what is the head of the investigation, who General Mfazi will update us if anything happens or if there is any breakthrough in the case. So, and today we wake up to the news that the firearm has been found. And we're just hearing it from the media. In the overseas of the media, we already knew it maybe a month ago or 2 months ago. There was someone who was claiming she was a sense of shock. We don't know. Only the police, Lawa Asabenzifana, no general told, or Azvi. Because you must remember there are two teams in this investigation. There is a team there are two teams of those who are supposed to be working together, but they are not working together. So the team, obviously, like they know which is someone who has been claiming which he was there. But we were told that when there's a time for arrest, there will be people who are claiming which they were there. Yes, we all know which there was no one who entered the room. Amaphoyisa njengamanje kumele engabe abopha uLongwethwala for killing uSenzo. Senzo was shot by Ulongwethwala. There was no one who entered the house. Bese ebopha all these police who have defeated the ends of justice. Senzo was shot by Ulongwethwala. A call was made by Tumelo. The first call when Senzo was shot was to Tumelo, a boyfriend Kazandi, of which he didn't know by name, had shot Usenzo, and then a phone was dropped. At the background, Ukeli, she was crying, and that information was given to the SAPS. Why they do not want to arrest Ulongwethwala, I do not know. For me and my family, it is up to them. It's long overdue. We've said to the police several times, and the good police who are in the side of justice have said it. There was no one who entered the house. Yes, who are working on this case. Even who advocate Chauke in Gauteng, he confirmed it. According to the information that was given to him, there is no one. I had a live recording of Advocate Chauke saying, according to him as an advocate, experienced advocate, there was no one who entered the house.
Important to start off with reflecting exactly that. The family has always had a cry to say that police and investigating authorities never say anything to them. Over the last 6 or 7 years since Senzo was killed, information has been coming to them through the media. And in fact, I remember quite distinctly Domfuti Meyiwa, Senzo's mother, saying that another issue that they told Begicela about when he went to go visit the family last year is the fact that there were always different police investigators coming to give them information, which they believed was also causing a significant delay in the matter being actually finalized. Now, subsequent to Cele's visit, he was there sometime last year, late last year, around this time actually. In July, Cele had established a special unit that would be looking into this particular matter of Senzo Meyiwa's killing. And of course, you'll remember that Cele came under a lot of fire because he gave deadlines that he never met. He initially said that by Christmas, that was Christmas in 2018, there would be feedback, and that didn't happen. Then he promised by Easter last year in 2019 that there'd be feedback. There was still no feedback. And in actual fact, when Cele had gone last year, it was because Sam Meyiwa, Senzo's father, had also passed away. So he was there to pay his condolences to the Meyiwa family. Now, that's one of the issues. But just like Siyabonga Mia was saying today, Senzo's mother also told us that they know exactly who killed Senzo Meyiwa, and in fact, she was of the belief that the same people who killed Senzo were also responsible for her husband's death. Let's take a listen into what she had said at the time.
Noma ngoba ungaqhamuka azosiza ngani ukube bathi bebulela uSenzo bazoza la ekhaya bathi simbulela uSenzo ubulayo ngephutha bazoza la ekhaya bathi sizoxolisa la ekhaya kubafika eqaleni ngasathi bebulela uSenzo akaze kufike umuntu la ekhaya ezobika ukuthi uSenzo ubulayo ubulo ubani abaze bafike kuba bafika isikhathi lokuqala bathi uSenzo ufike ngephutha bese besidadake bakhokhela amaphoyisa abasikhokheli thina babhizi bakhokhela amaphoyisa. Iqiniso lilapho nje bakhokhela amaphoyisa wasikhokheli thina babulala uSenzo kuyaziwa khona mangasalala ebusuku abangalala ebusuku hayi kahleni makithi kahleni abafike namhlanje mangibulala bebe ngibulala babulala ingane kaSenzo sife bese beyidleleke imali.
Well, Tami, as you can see, they are very emotional, Domfuti Meyiwa, and one of the biggest cries actually was the fact that the family is not being taken care of. And the fact that she's raising one of Senzo's daughters, who is a teenager in high school, and her biggest cry was that Senzo's killers are out there. She says that these people have money. Now we heard from Siyabonga, he's named Longwe Twala. I mean, that's something that's a name that's been on the rumor mill for the longest time. But the News 24 report, I must actually just reflect this, Tami. The News 24 report says that the weapon that was used to kill Senzo Meyiwa has been linked to a man who's currently serving a jail term sentence in a Johannesburg prison, and that he was also responsible for the killing of an Alexandra taxi boss. So it's very interesting to see whether or not then who else this evidence will be linked to, and whether or not then it will still be linked to Longwe Twala, as the long-standing belief has been that, of course, he is responsible for the death of Senzo. I think for many people, South Africans at large, you know, Orlando Pirates supporters and those who love Senzo Meyiwa, the biggest question has always been, why has it taken the police so long to get to the bottom of this when there were so many witnesses in the house? And you'll even remember that the family reached out to AfriForum to take this matter up prosecutorially. So we know that the police had concluded their investigations, but it was up to the NPA or the likes of AfriForum taking up the matter and investigating it further. So now it seems as though the NPA, according to the News 24 report, is actually going to make a final determination on what to do with this matter. But just to go back to the family, Tami, because it's been 6 or 7 long, painful years, because they believe they know who is responsible. And again, they've emphasized that police haven't been forthcoming with information. Let's hear what the mom said at the time as well.
So it's going to bafike la sikhulumisana ngabe lelicala liphelile ngabe mhlawumbe noma lo waboshwa wagwetshwa basinikeze basize siphile siqhubeke nempilo njengabo nje bephila kahle baphila kahle bona thina siphile kahle siyasokola